Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another video. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So this is going to be more of a public announcement video for my channel because recently we've been looking at some vocals that might be mimed or lip synced or pitch corrected, all this kind of stuff, and people who are watching the videos and have watched my videos for any length of time will know how I conduct the analysis videos, that they are totally objective, and I do exactly the same thing with every performance that I look at. So it's important for me to mention that when I am looking at a performance, that I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. And I don't do reaction videos where I'm just looking at it saying, oh, this is great, I love it, and different things like that. I'm going to explain things about the performance or the vocal because that's what I'm asked to do as a musician myself, and given my history of playing live and doing production and learning to sing, vocals, all that kind of stuff, playing guitar, explaining guitar techniques, and having taught guitar for almost 20 years, this is it, that I'm going to tell you what's going on. So it's an important thing to mention, and if you see that I'm featuring an artist that you might like, it's important to know that I'm going to tell you what's going on. So if there is any pitch correction, auto-tune, lip syncing, miming going on, I'm going to mention that because it is an analysis. So really important thing about my videos, they are analysis videos. We're going to be jumping into the details of exactly what we can hear, whether we're hearing a particular guitar technique being played on the fretboard of a guitar, or whether we're hearing a pitch corrected vocal. I'm going to explain what we're hearing. That is the point. And with performance videos, I explain exactly what we're seeing. If somebody is doing a performance that isn't entirely what it seems, I'm not going to pretend that it is something that it's not. So it's really important to me as a musician myself, as an artist myself, to have artistic integrity about what I'm doing. I can't lie about something that I'm looking at to you guys because I believe in transparency and being open about everything. And I think actually the music industry in general would be so much better off if there was total honesty. If people said that on this particular night I used a backing track with a pre-recorded vocal because I couldn't supply the vocal on that evening because I had tonsillitis or whatever it may have been, because fans, I think, won't mind that. If anything, they'll welcome the honesty. But to say that you're performing live all the time and then someone like me is asked to analyze a performance and I have to point out that it was a lip sync vocal or an auto-tune vocal or a pre-recorded pitch corrected vocal, that's then a problem. And if they'd just been honest in the first place, then there wouldn't have been a problem. So I think, yeah, also understanding the limitations of the human voice, and that, everybody has the same physiology, that it's impossible to sing on the lines of A440 standard pitch, equal temperament all the time. That's a manipulated voice. That's something that has been moved, well, either auto-tuned, which means it's automatically moved live, or pitch corrected, which means it's moved by somebody clicking and dragging the note over the top of, standard pitch. So it's important to know that, I think, just to be honest. But yeah, I think if people were just honest about performances, then it would help up and coming singers as well, because then they wouldn't get so downhearted at not being able to sing on the lines all the time. They need to know that that is software that's doing it, so they can do it. They can already do it, because it doesn't matter if you're sharp or flat, or if you miss a note by a semitone, you can move that up with pitch correction and it's going to sound absolutely spot on perfect, but it won't have any expression to it. That's always something that you're going to have to accept that you sacrifice. So it's important, I think, for everyone to be honest, and if people aren't being honest, or they're at least not mentioning the fact that this has happened on a particular performance that they've done, when I point it out, it might be a shock to some fans, but all I'm doing is pointing it out because I've been asked to look at it. So yeah, it's probably something you've got to take into consideration when watching my videos or watching my channel, that it is going to be a totally honest, objective look at a performance. You know, ignorance is bliss. Some people don't want to know, in which case, yeah, just keep on listening to the artist. And if people are accusing that particular artist of maybe lip syncing or pitch correcting their vocals or using auto-tune, then I don't know. I don't think you can really argue until you've analysed it and you have proof of what's going on. But I suppose this is the problem, that people will argue and then you get fans of the artist arguing against it. But then I do a video where I show that it has actually happened, and I guess that's a huge problem for then the fan who's been arguing against these people all the time, saying no, they always sing live, they never use pitch correction, auto-tune, they never lip sync. And then when you've got a video that proves it is going on, I don't know where you go from there as a fan, because everything you've been arguing on that artist's behalf is now void, because you've been proven wrong with your point of view. And again, that situation would never occur if the artist was just honest in the first place. It's almost setting your fans up for a fool, because they are believing everything that the artist is saying, and the artist might say that they're performing live. And again, performing live doesn't mean singing live. Really important thing to understand, that singing live means actually hearing the vocal that's going into the microphone. Performing live means that the person is there and they are moving, they're performing. If you imagine, like I said on a live stream recently, if you imagine that you get an animal that performs, you know, in a circus or something, that is performing, but it's not singing. So a lot of people are now thinking, when somebody says it's a totally live performance, they think that that means it's a totally live vocal, whereas it's now shifted. I know back in the day, a live performance used to mean that it was a live vocal, but now a live performance means the person's moving and you can see that live. So yeah, I mean, it sounds crazy for me being old school, you know, to explain that's how the terms are being used in order to swerve questions about the authenticity of vocals and live performances as they used to be known. But you've just got to be vigilant with it nowadays and know that that is the case, that they're calling live performances when the person's actually there. But anyway, probably a short video for tonight, because I just wanted to let you guys know, long-time viewers will know this already, but kind of newer subscribers, to let you know that I do point out everything that's going on. So just be prepared for that, and try to see the analysis videos as objectively as you can, even though it might be difficult, as it has been for me, doing analysis videos on bands that I'm a big fan of, and then having to point out that, you know, it might be, you know, overdub performance or pitch corrected performance that then we see crowd footage and it wasn't the performance that was then edited to be released on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. I look at everything, so I treat this really objectively and don't avoid the bands that I'm really into. I get them up on screen as well, so that it's just across the board. Anything that I'm asked to look at, I will do. Of course, being a musician myself and watching so many great performances, there will be times when I do say that something is great because of this, that and the other. So I do respect and appreciate a lot of live performances because I know what's gone into them. And when we're looking at a fully live vocal, you know, it is impressive what the great vocalist can do. So I will point out things like that and points of technique, you know, vocally or on guitar. And those are things where I might give a positive remark to the performance, but again, I'm still looking at things objectively. It's just that I think that that particular guitar line or the guitar solo was great because, you know, they might have switched up, you know, minor and major keys, or, you know, got into a little bit of blues scale, or, you know, thrown in some really cool slides and things like this. So things that I do appreciate on a musical level as a musician, then yeah, I'm still being objective. It's just that I kind of really like those parts of the performance. Personally, as an artist myself, I don't use pitch correction or auto-tune, so it's not something that I'm into, so I'm not going to have the same kind of response to that, because that's just me as a person, but I'm still going to point it out objectively in exactly the same way that I describe guitar techniques and vocal techniques. So thank you guys for watching this video, and keep those suggestions and requests for future objective analysis videos in the comments section below. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!